Hi guys, Jason Smith here, down at Bury Golf Range in Suffolk, and today I'm working my way through these lovely little MP18 heads. I've done the MP18 blade, I've also done the MP18 split cavity and also the MMC multi-material cavity. Those reviews are already on my channel, so if you haven't seen them, pop on the channel, have a look. But today, the last one is the MP18 MMC Fli. So this is the direct long iron replacement head. I've got this in the 6, which is going to be quite good because that allows me to compare what this club technology wise, from the point of view of being a direct long iron replacement head, will compare against all these other ones. Now these, I think they're only going to be available between sort of 2 and 5 iron or something like that, so it's not going to be the whole set in the UK anyway. Whether it be different in the US or another market, I'm not sure. But we're going to go hit this outside on the range using GC2 and range balls. That'll give us an idea how it feels and how it looks behind the ball, how it performs to a certain extent. And then we're going to go pop into the custom fitness studio, hitting it up against my premium ball, Vice Pro, and then see how these little things actually compare against the rest of the set. Right guys, we're now outside, in the outside teaching bay. And we're going to go put up the old MP18 MMC Fli to the test with some range balls GC2. Now, one thing this is the helpful one. So this is the direct long iron replacement. They used to have the Fli a few years back now, and it was quite successful, and they've gone back to a similar type of design. So there's not quite, the old Fli had like a big titanium insert in the back. This thing hasn't got that anymore, but it's got the tungsten. So it's got the same thing as the MMC normal iron, but without the titanium bit as well. It's got this tungsten insert in the toe. Now, this thing, because it's a direct long iron replacement, I think it's now only available between 2 and 5 iron. So that might change in different markets. So when it comes to American market or Asian market, that might be available through the whole set. I know originally in like the H4 days, we could only get them in say like 2 to 5 iron or 2 to 6 iron or whatever it was, but there was certain places which got the whole set available. Now, so we have to see what happens with this. But at the moment, in the UK, only 2 to 5. So this thing, 2 degrees stronger than the rest of the MPs, apart from the MMC. So the normal MP blade and the MPSC, 30 degrees aloft. When it comes to the MMC and the MMC Fli, 2 degrees stronger at 28. Now I've got this in the 2 degree upright head, in the Project X LZ 6.0 shaft, so it's custom fit for me. I actually quite like the look of it. It's basically the looks of let's go get it. Oh, there it is. Right, I've already done the review of the split cavity, the SC. So if you haven't seen that one, pop on the channel, also on the blade, etc. Go have a look. This Fli looks distinctly the same. The more I look at it, the more I look at these two, and I see these two as a complete copy of one another, apart from the MMC Fli, these names are getting longer, has got tungsten in the toe, the split cavity hasn't. That is the only difference I can see so far between the two. The top line is a bit chunkier. Now we're starting to get into, I wouldn't say it's chunky, by no stretch of imagination. This still is an MP iron. The blade length is a fraction longer, but it's by no means big. The sole is a bit thicker, but by no means big. Bear in mind, this is a direct long iron replacement. This is designed, if you're struggling to hit your 3 iron blade, that's what these are designed to do, jump straight into the gap. So the one good thing is, because this is a 6 iron, in the DNA set, I can now directly compare what all this added a little bit of thickness, a little bit of tungsten, etc. makes compared to the rest. So obviously this one is supposed to help the ball go a little bit higher, etc. But we'll see. So 5 balls again. I have set myself a 5 ball limit for the testing of the MP18, each model, because if not, I will be here all week, because generally they feel lovely. We don't know, well, I don't know as yet how this one feels. I've got GC2 on the floor, measuring the ball data from the range balls, and I've got the tablet going down there, so I'll call the information from the tablet because I get more information from the tablet. I do just GC2's display. So I've got 5 here. Let's try and half decent swings, and probably, well, hopefully try and put a decent swing on it. Get it in the middle and see how it performs. Oh, it does go a bit higher. It does go a bit higher. That's some visuals only. What does it say? 122. Not too bad ball speed, I guess. 15.7 with a bit of spin. It does seem to go up a little bit more. There was a visual difference in height there, which was interesting. It seemed to launch similar to the 2 degree weaker blade and SC, and this is 2 degrees stronger, so it could be because obviously that weight is being drawn further back and lower. What was the spin up at? 7.2 nearly, so it's spinning up quite well. Again, these are range balls, but we're looking for a consistent amount. Peaking up at 31. That's not actually bad for a 28 degree. We're going to have another one. Felt quite nice. Let's see if we can concentrate more on feel this time so I can describe that. What a nice one. It's a cracky feel. I wouldn't say it's when I say cracky, because I've hit the blade quite recently, anything's going to feel cracky compared to the blade. So let's get it in perspective. It's not cracky. It's not like a gaming improvement clip. It's cracky compared to a blade, if that makes sense. It's probably that it does feel the same as what the MMC does. So if you've seen that video, yes, it feels very, very similar. I think it's because of that tungsten. It's the tungsten bit. What we got? 122, same ball speed, 16.4, slightly higher, a little baby fade, 7.3, 32. So it's going up again. 168 and 167 was the distance. So a little bit of a drop from the MMC. But whether that's because of the fact we're trading up with a little bit of height instead. Right, let's go get another one going, see if we can get some feel going with this one. Yes, okay, it's a definite clip, which is different to the rest. Not so much different to the MMC, but it's different, definitely different to the blade, somewhat different to the SC. The blade is the one that feels just gorgeous. It really, really does. How did that one go? 121, dropped a mile an hour, 15.1, little baby fade again, 6.5 spin, didn't quite spin so much, 29 peak height, 168. It's performing well. It is a blade, remember guys, so it's not like this is, again, if you're putting the decent delivery numbers in and you're hitting it somewhere near the middle, you're going to get consistent shots. You're going to get slight variations, but it's consistent shots. 2 more to go, because I'm conscious I don't want to hit too many. If not, I'll be here all day. You guys have got better things to do than watch me hit golf balls. It does go higher, and it does go higher. Looking at the difference there. 122, got the mile now back again. There we go. 17 degrees basically. Little baby fade off to the right. 7.1 spin, 33. Yeah, that's what I saw. It does go higher. So I caught that one a little bit open face. As you can see, it was the ball started off 1 degree right. Had a little bit of cut to it. But 7 yards offline, and it's carrying basic 170 yards. It's a good shot, and had a decent amount of height. The difference between this and the MMC. Not that I want to do a comparison between the two on camera now, but I noticed when I was getting the MMC, when I was hitting, yes, I was getting slightly more distance out of the MMC than this, but the MMC seemed to not quite go up so high, not quite spin as much, and to sort of descend nowhere near as steep as this. This is functional with a range ball. Obviously with a normal premium ball, get more height anyway, but just with the range ball, this is more functional straight away. And I think it's because they actually all that weight and a slightly thicker sole. Slightly. I wouldn't want to get a measuring vernier gauge on there to try and find exactly how much thicker it is, but it is thicker, and it must help because it shows in the data at the moment. One more to go. Again, it's the height. There is a height difference. I've got to give it that. But it says fly high, so it must do it because it says it. But what was that? 121, lost a mile an hour, 15.1. A little baby cut 7.1, up at 30, peak height 40, past 45 degrees again, 167. I mean, I've ranged from 167 to 169 on 5 shots. So yeah, they're consistent. It's a nice club. It doesn't feel quite as nice as, say, definitely the blade or the split cavity. It's on par feeling wise, I would say, with the normal MMC. But the only difference I can see with this one being the fly high is it's got a slightly chunkier bottom, hasn't got that titanium insert that the MMC has, but it does hit the ball slightly higher. But what we're going to do, we're going to go hit some real balls, some premium balls, my Game Ball Vice Pro on GT2. Let's see how it really performs with a real ball. Numbers time for the MP18 MMC Fly High. Yeah, I'll keep it into like abbreviated capitals because if not it would take a month to say the whole title out loud. Right, 10 shots again. So we keep it nice and consistent between everything. So I like to do that because people like to compare numbers, etc. Now, this is the same loft as the MMC, 2 degrees stronger than the SC, split cavity, and also the blade. Now, ball speed wise, about 124 on average for the whole lot. Now, I've ranging from 121 with a slight misstrike up to 126 when I do hit it quite well. Now, looking at the tiny little draws, and they're tiny little draws on average, spinning up at 5.3. Now, this is the difference I found with the MP18 MMC Fly High over the MP18 MMC. Even though they're the same loft, because of the slight different design changes that you've got in the Fly High over the standard MMC, with the sole being slightly thicker, the CG's been pulled a little bit further back and lower, you can tell that they've enabled to try and get the launch up. And it does. It's now launching about 1.5 degrees, I think it is, like for like loft over the MMC. But interestingly enough, and this is down to me specific, so you'll have to test yourself, guys, but I'm actually gaining some spin, which was okay. That's interesting. Now, whether that's a little bit of me being human, it's obviously expecting I've got the Fly High now, this is supposed to go up, whether that is bleeding into the numbers, I've got to be honest, I am human, so I wasn't conscious of it, but I've got to be open to the fact that it could be like that. But it was spinning well, so 5.3, it was launching at 17.7, so it was launching well, decent ball speed. Peak height 35. Now that is lovely to see a 35. Now I noticed when I was doing the initial test out here, when it comes to doing the outdoor testing with the range balls, that they were going distinctly higher than the rest, or at least the MMC, because I tested that one before the Fly High, and it was going noticeably higher. Now with that slightly higher peak height, with that decent amount of spin, about, or what was it, about 300 or so RPM more than the MMC, is now descending even steeper, and it's only 3 yards less on average than the MMC, so it's carrying at 180. You can see there that my lowest went down to 175 when I didn't quite catch it, up to 184. So again, it's all down to strike. You see the differences. I mean, I was on average 3 yards left, but I was 10.2 and 10.4 yards left twice. So it was concerning a little bit why I do have the odd one. I am obviously human, not a robot, so I will disperse. But I mean, when you look at the flights, generally they're not that bad. I can't complain about the flights whatsoever, because I'm still hitting a target out there 180 yards carry away. So I've got to be understanding that if it was 100 yards and I was 10 yards left, I'd be like, wow, well, what was, yeah. But I'm hitting 180 yards distance. I mean, those two shots there were 180 and 182. So it's not it's not like I'm just trying to pitch it. You've got to take that into account. So the club is performing as it should do, as it's designed. It feels this, I would say the same as the MMC on average. You've lost that lovely buttery softness of the blade, and then the SC, the split cavity, is like a smidgen, the tiniest smidgen off away from that same lovely feel. You then jump the MMC and the MMC Fli high, that you do lose it now. It's now, by no stretch is it harsh. I don't want to say in any way that it's a harsh feeling club, because it's not. It's an MP, and you can tell it's an MP. It still feels nice. But I think it's because I touched on the blade as early as I did. If I'd have done the MMC first, it would probably then swayed my opinion of how it feels differently. If I'd have then done it that way and gone to the blade, I don't know how I would have reacted going to the blade, because the blade was lovely when I hit it first time. If I'd have hit it afterwards, oof. But hope you can see from these numbers alone the difference in design and the tech, if you want to call it, in the Fli high. So if you're looking to try and improve your long irons, if you've got in your current iron setup that's, shall we say, is a little bit more when you struggle when it comes to, say, the 3 and 4 irons, even 5, and you don't want to go down that hybrid route, this is an option. This is definitely an option to test. The lucky thing that I've got, obviously, with the Swing DNA, I've got 6 iron, 6 iron, 6 iron, so I can do a complete comparison, direct comparison between designs and same lofts, or obviously when they design them with the same lofts. So it enables me to see if actually that design will make that ball go higher. And I can see it will. So hope you liked the video. If you did, click the like button below. Also comment below in that little box down the bottom, scribble down there what you would like to see. I will start doing some on-course testing and bits and pieces. I didn't do it in this kind of videos first, because purely the video would be massively long. So I will do some more course content out there with all of the clubs and how they react with grass and different lies, etc. Please click the old subscribe button by the side of me. It does help the channel. It enables me to do all these kind of lovely reviews, and also enables me to possibly in the future do more different reviews and like course content, etc. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again soon.